Just picking up on David's point around these European markers not being relevant to ethnic minority groups. In America, there's this growing market around direct-to-the-consumer genetic tests, and the vast majority of those tests are only reliable for Caucasians. So clearly, these tests are expensive. Some tests are £200, £500, some even £700. Now, if somebody is investing that amount of money, and often what we see is there's a lack of transparency by these commercial companies around whether the test is suitable for particular ethnicities. They only find out once they've got the results to say, well, this is based on the European population. That is one issue, and then there's ambiguity. This test, this result may be reliable, may not be reliable. It might even be a false positive, false negative. So,
and that's the case in some cardiac hypertrophic myopathies.
Yeah. So there was a paper in 2016. So in America, obviously everywhere, medicine is a process of elimination or exclusion. So they have a lot of clinical genetic testing going on, and there's a test for that. So genetic tests were carried out in African Americans, and those tests were showing positive, and the treatment for that illness is quite invasive, where the chest has to be cracked open, and the septum that separates the two ventricles is cut away, otherwise you get hypertrophy. And it took several years to then realize that was a false positive, because research identified that there were a whole load of black people with this variant in the gene who were perfectly well across all ages. So there's a real risk around relying on genetics tests that aren't going to be relevant, or likely not to be relevant.